All right, let me try to cover everything that happened this past weekend. Was UFC 199. Amazing fights, amazing news, interesting news. I'm gonna try to remember it all without any notes. So let's see. Um, First of all, you have Michael Bisping knocking out Luke Rockhold. I wanted to see that. I didn't think it'd be possible, but I was kind of hoping that would happen. I like Luke Rockhold. He tweeted out "Destiny is a bitch." I thought it was pretty funny. Michael Bisping really believed he can do it. Caught him a left hook. Caught him another one. Finished it. No one probably thought that was possible. Shows you how crazy the sport is and how exciting. And who would have ever thought Michael Bisping would be champion? He's been trying a long time. I'm happy for him. It's exciting. And when I say who would ever thought he'd be champion, no disrespect. He's a very good fighter. The question's always been, is he, championship level? He's number one contender. He's up there, but he was never able to make that leap past top contender. He's tried many times in the past. But exciting fight. Luke Rockhold just thinks he underestimated him. The post press conference was just as heated as the pre press conference. Yeah, they were going at it. Bisping, being smug, but in a funny way. At least it's entertaining to me. He admits that he's kind of an asshole, which makes it a little bit better. They were going at it for sure. I know Luke wants that fight bad. I'm sure it'll happen eventually. I'm not sure if Michael Bisping holds on to the belt. I would bet that he doesn't, but we'll see. I mean, with guys like Jacare out there, Chris Weidman, it's going to be very tough. But hopefully Luke and Michael, they fight for the belt again. That would be nice to see. And then the co-main event, Dominic Cruz put on a beautiful performance, completely, tooled Uriah. Even Uriah has to admit that. Before this fight, Uriah was saying that Cruz didn't have power. Cruz won the decision, but Cruz did a lot. He put Uriah down twice. There's not much more Uriah could say. And he humbly accepted that, and he was very gracious in defeat. Of course, he hyped up Cody Garbrandt, and in the post press conference, Dominic Cruz didn't act like he knew who Cody was, but believe me, he does. I think everyone knows that. And they were just as heated as well. I mean, not as bad as Michael Bisping and Luke Rockhold, but they still don't like each other. They were like Dominic said, there will always be. There's probably always going to be conflict between them, just because Team Alpha Male produces so many lighter weight fighters. Cody Gambrandt's going to fight, maybe fight Dominic Cruz eventually. So there'll always be that rivalry between Dominic Cruz and Team Alpha Fail, as he likes to call them. What else happened? Dan Henderson knocking out Hector Lombard. I did one of these before the pay-per-view happened. I was scared for Dan Henderson. I thought he could win, but it's still a scary matchup. And I'm scared for anyone that goes against Hector Lombard, to be honest. Just how athletic that guy is and how quick and strong. But man, I know Dan Henderson was in trouble a couple times in that fight, but he knocked out Hector Lombard brutally, as you saw. I know there's talks that him might retire, and that's a good way to go out. That guy's highlight reel is amazing. Nothing short of spectacular. Probably the best knockout reel if you think about it. Nothing tops the Michael Bisping knockout that he did. So, a true legend. Max Holloway. That fight was really good. At the end, Max Holloway just swinging. Kind of picked apart Ricardo Lamas really put the pressure on. If you notice, Ricardo Lamas was always on the outside of the octagon. Um, yeah, he didn't offer much for Max Holloway. A good display of skill. Didn't get the finish, but very good technically. Max Holloway is definitely a top contender in that division. Ricardo Lamas, a couple losses in a row, has to regroup. Has to get that fire lit. What else happened? Clay Guida got knocked out. That was exciting. Last minute of the fight, that fight was good. That was the prelims. I didn't watch the prelims live. I watched them later on. I recorded them. Prelims were super exciting. All the fights were exciting. I know I'm missing some of the fights, but I said the most important ones, I think. But onto the news that broke. Of course, Conor Diaz was announced. Conor Diaz 2, August 20th, I believe. It's huge news. Well, I'm interested to see how that pay-per-view does versus the UFC 200 pay-per-view. Speaking of UFC 200, it was also announced that Brock Lesnar would be coming back. I like how they did the trailer, the teaser, putting Brock at the end. I guess that was a huge, commercial they spent all that money for that Conor missed. It was a good commercial. I don't know about $10 million good, but it was a really good commercial. Yeah, it's huge news. It's Monday. They announced today that Brock Lesnar will be fighting Mark Hunt. That's a good fight. At first I was like, oh man, I feel bad for Brock. Mark Hunt can knock out anyone, but I can almost see Brock bull rushing Mark, kind of like he did to. I don't think I'm gonna remember who Brock did it against. His first fight. I apologize for forgetting, but I'm gonna remember right after this video, I'm sure. But the way he just bull rushed him, and I could see that happening. See him taking down Mark. So that's a possibility. I know Shane Carwin is back. I think I heard. I believe that's not a rumor. Convenient timing for Shane Carwin to come back. I've heard that he might come back. I know he was thinking about it. That guy has power like none other. I thought they were gonna make that fight. I thought that was the fight to make, Shane Carwin versus Brock Lesnar. Their first fight was something special. But yeah, they want Mark Hunt. I know Brock Lesnar. The deal is like a one-time deal for the WWE. I imagine that the UFC probably owes the WWE a favor now, or maybe they're repaying a favor for letting Ronda Rousey go to WrestleMania, or maybe next WrestleMania they allow Conor or someone else to go. But yeah, that's great that they were able to do that kind of deal. It's great to see Brock back. I saw an interview with him. He was talking about how he had to do it again. He was going to beat himself up too much. He has to face the fear he has of. He said something about facing fears, and he didn't want to question to see if he didn't want to regret not doing it as an old man. So that was respectable. And then I just watched the MMA Hour. I think people are talking about that a lot. Ariel basically, everyone knows by now, I'm sure, but he was escorted out of the arena on Saturday. Missed the main event. Michael Bisping winning the championship. He missed that. He was kicked out of UFC. He kicked out of the arena and told that he's pretty much done for good. Can't cover. Lost his credentials. All that stuff. So big news. Ariel is loved by many in this community. That's a big loss, and I feel for Ariel. It's sad. I don't think he's wrong. I could see both sides. I could see how the UFC could be upset, but banning him for life is a little extreme in my opinion. Just give it time, see what happens. But yeah, Ariel, he let out kind of all the past problems he had with the UFC and kind of shed light on the whole situation, which is very brave of him. He really let it all out there. He was emotional in his on the MMA Hour. We'll see how that goes. I really do think he'll be successful no matter what. He's one of the best at what he does. Probably the best in the sport. I'm not sure if that's up for debate. The best journalist, definitely the most loved. So he'll be okay, I believe. Probably just take some time for everything to settle. Whether he'll have success. I don't know if he'll still be working as close with the UFC, but he'll have success in MMA reporting. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sure I've missed a lot of stuff. Anything else that happened that was crazy, let me know in the comments. We'll talk about it. I know Jessica Penne got beat. A lot of other stuff. I'm sure I'm missing a whole bunch of fights. Trying to think of the prelims. Yeah. Anyways, let me know and leave some comments. Thank you very much.